Hello Gemini, welcome to a timeless Justice for Gemini reading. Bear in mind a few little details while we anticipate your reading that you have decided to check into a collective message held by me 7th, and that you are planning on using your discernment to take all the bits and pieces within this reading that resonate and leave behind anything with the reading that does not. I, 7th, am a master healer. I go by 7th, and I provide remote wellness and tarot intuitive insights. And I have 2 channels that I allocate my content for, and they're sister energies of Basset and Sekhmet. This reading specifically may have intrigued you with the word justice. However, bear in mind that for and on this channel, for Sekhmet, she is a bit merciless in regards to delivering her point of her desire to want to trigger something. So just keep that in mind as you take the next few moments to decide whether or not you'd like to participate in listening out to the rest of the reading. In the description box below, you'll also find different ways on how to travel between my channels and how to get more information on who and what I am. Alright, Justice for Gemini. Bear in mind that for this reading, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, femininity encapsulates feminine and masculine energies, and masculinity also encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. I'm getting that energy that you owe somebody an apology, Gemini. Jesus, the same energy coming out as Aquarius, 5 of Pentacles. Where for Aquarius, this is that couldn't have been more worse timing for you. It's right in alignment. You more or less seen this shit already coming. And maybe some of that problem, like the dialogue of stressor and concern, is that someone maybe like being like the devil's advocate on your shoulder saying you should apologize, and maybe this message is going to say no, you don't owe no one an apology. Just because life might be more resistance coming to you, like you have to travel the snowstorm, right? You have to make it. Doesn't mean you won't make it through, and doesn't mean that just because it's cold and completely terrible timing on that part, possibly the inconvenience of that, you also understand all that is temporary. So although the opportunity might be also similar, like inconvenient, it's totally in alignment with what you anticipated, as a wad of shit comes out with the tower here coming through. Like, you've seen this coming. You've seen this coming at the bottom of the deck. You've been on the flow. Someone may need a reminder that too sterile doesn't allow the immune system to also boost itself and keep itself in check. Sometimes it does require a little bit of whatever that is, and it's not like a smile, but it's a little sprinkle of bullshit in order to whatever. It's not coming out. All right, so like I said, this is not necessarily a bad timing. It was an exact timing here with the Magician card coming through. All right, it's like, yeah, it's shit, and nothing about it is convenient, but damn it, you have been on this road, and you are not planning on taking your hands off the wheel. anytime soon. And that is nice. Nice. Don't, just no. Don't repeat those patterns. Those are the way the mind wants to behave and is maybe behaving. It is so good at repeating shit that it is doing. And there's a part of you, though, that has reached a factoring where the denomination at this point is a million times more mature than where you were, even for some of you, like 3 weeks ago or 3 years ago. Like, there's another denomination of all the shit that seems to repeat over and over and over again, that this time it just feels different, and you are enjoying this feeling. Even if this enjoyment is a bit more like, no, I'm sticking to my guns and I'm sticking to my anger or the reasons to why I'm angry, and I'm just not going to agree, or we're going to agree to disagree, or we're going to agree to maybe work on time to come to an agreement. Like, you are diligent to listen out to all the noise within your mind, because I think finally you've reached an understanding the power of what makes you, Gemini, vibrate through that energy. You know, the twins of the mind. And they have a lot of fucking shit to say. And it's best not to interrupt them, because you don't want to take either spotlight away from them, because if you did, boy, the other one will get jealous, right? And wherever that act for self is, like, however long that act is going to have the first act, the second act, the third act, that whole is it even going to have an intermission? Do people need to buy tickets for it? That whole show from beginning to end, you're having a better understanding who and what it is that you are. The script doesn't need to be written, because you are the script. All that it requires for you, if you want to design the script and have somebody else read it, is do what sometimes may come easy, may hit inspiration, comes at 3 o'clock in the morning, comes at 5 o'clock in the morning, comes in the middle of the day of, oh shit, let me get that out on paper. Or how can I write this? Or I want to say it this way. Someone comes and edit it and says, oh, this way. Don't be too boxed up with somebody else's editorial skills, because just because they might see the grammatical errors of the flaw on how it could be perceived, the original draft was your true word. And I think you're learning to, and even if in fucking, like, you're a major of like English or whatever the language it is, and you have to turn in paper to a professor and shit like that, who is more literate and has all the accolades of a great vernacular tongue and is a walking dictionary, there are aspects to also understanding the integrity to who and what it is that you are, and why the way you said it is not meant to be edited in such harsh ways that it no longer looks the way that you wrote it. So keep that in mind. You're not necessarily meant to live too long in your emotions, Gemini. Your power of being that ego aspect, or wherever. Again, I say ego because you more or less might be here because you're infatuated with knowing that, oh, in Gemini, I'm sun sign Gemini, maybe this is for me. But this is like for anyone, you know? Yeah. So you're not meant to linger too much in the emotional aspects of being that egotistical sign of, or that prominent focus or expression of Gemini, and be in your emotions for too long, because air don't like water like that. It needs to just continue being air. The moment air hits water, it's like, damn, you just took my energy because I had to resuscitate you into something else. Okay. Oh boy. I don't even know how much that made sense to people or not. Judgment. Look at that. Fucking 7 of Swords flipped over in the deck. If that shoots out, we're going to worry about it then. Alright, Judgment. So, like I said, you're not meant to live in the judgments of your own emotions and figuring that shit out. You're not. And I know there are aspects of your emotion that might be triggered at this current second that I'm saying a contradiction to. You're not meant to linger in that. What do you mean? Exactly. Exactly. Alice in Wonderland. Exactly. I'm not even saying exactly. If it feels a bit like information is not being disclosed, it's because you're supposed to write it. Don't go fishing for shit that somebody else is saying or doing. You don't need that. That's not what it is. If you think you need it, you haven't learned something. If you eventually find it in synchronicity, then it's like, oh shit. How'd you know I needed that? I didn't. But you needed that, and the universe knew that you needed that. So the alignment of transaction, of course, danced in that coincidence. Making it nice and juicy for you, the Empress. Alright, the mystery of pain is what? Is how detrimental is it? Is it hidden between all the crux and crevices of the shit that everybody else can talk about on a daily basis? How life is miserable? And then the same song and dance, Misery Lies Company. Like, are you about that, Gemini? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think you about them apples. Insert love variant reading. How about them apples? I should have been an actress. And then I am an actress. Woogity woogity. Oh, Lord. People do need to be a bit more humble, right? For all the shit that people do talk about that is like, damn, how could you talk about that? There are other things that people could be talking about that would be so much nicer to finally be like, all right, let's talk about that. Like shit, for example. People need to be a bit more open about their bowel movements. It's true. It's very true. That large intestine takes up a lot of space. It would do us all a favor if we start paying attention a bit more to that sucker and what happens. Oh, just shit. You know, all these major arcanas here. Alright, you're embezzled here with major arcanas. You're embezzled in gratitude and, fuck off. I just gotta keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim. You know, it sounds a bit like monologue-ish, but at the same time, are you swimming? And you're like, yes, I am. I got no choice. Good, because you're flowing. And as long as there's movement, it's great. It's great. You will not be anchored down by other bullshit or even your own bullshit. Change is needed to perspire the fucking beautiful aspects of things that can come. Jesus. Mother Mary. Someone needs to sweat out their emotions. Whether that could be made possible in like more exercise, good cardio. More cardio than not is the message here. Maybe sauna, if that's available to you. Alright, we have the Lovers, Strength here. 5 of Feathers. To help you really truly detox, I think cardio energy will really help you move here. Maybe a good hike from lower altitude to a higher altitude to press the lungs here will be rejuvenating for you. Difficult maybe, but also very, oh how cute. I just saw someone's their proposal is very clear here. So this is nice. I think, oh, that hit me in my chest. Wow. You're owed something. You were hurt in life due to trauma, and this trauma makes you believe that there is no such thing as unconditional love, and it's just not true. They're just saying stop. It's not true. What is true is that you deserve full expression of self, of feminine and masculine energies, of all capacities of that of which it is that you are. That the masculinity within you gets catered to its feminine and masculine energies, that keeps the masculinity of self alive, as well as the connection of that same prosperity, that the femininity gets triggered, sustained, and entertained in the masculinity and femininity that also encapsulates that. All these layers of 1, 2, 3, 4 need to be entertained for full disclosure to be felt within self, full disclosure of self to be disclosed of truth versus honesty, and the boundaries that need to be set in order for the people that don't need to be in that private sector of life don't need to cross those boundaries, and that if they do, it requires a ringing on the doorbell and knock on the door to see whether or not you're fucking available. Okay, so things are in alignment. Some of you like interested in getting your palms right and shit like that. You don't need to do that. All right, you can if you want to. It's not saying don't. This is not giving you like a be afraid. No, if that's something that you want to do, then you go do that. It's so weird that I can see like the reflection of myself in. It's fucking weird. All right, anyway, okay. Just don't stop me now. Some of you are trying to block out certain like extreme aspects of your future because you've been there, done that. Like if you've been married, you're like, nah, I don't want to get married before. Again. Oh, interesting glitch. Some of y'all who haven't been married. All right, some of y'all with that attitude of no are blocking your marriage that you've had with someone in a previous lifetime, where y'all got married and sure as hell never divorced. You've been trying to be in a pursuit back to that beginning, more or less. Anger of not being connected with that individual or that energy has caused the journey to have been as what it is. If that's in your perspective, short, long, gone, or insecurity, that's all part of it. It's all part of trying to sustain the energy and going back into the beginning. Back into the beginning meaning who it is that you are. Why is it that you're maybe in this moment thinking that you are quote unquote missing something, or quote unquote need affirmation or courage or just a little nudge? And that admittance is more or less trying to also then let me know here, oh, you're in the pursuit of your going back to your beginning because you want a beginning. Yeah, look at that healing Chiron energy. Things have been put at full stop by you because you're like, nope, healing. Oh, skirt, healing. No, skirt. Yes, I'll go out for a lunch day, but skirt, healing. Skirt, skirt. Yeah, I'm available. Skirt, 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 skirt. I'm not available today. Like, you are dancing well, and more power to you. Yeah, okay. All right, so we have 23 luck Jupiter. We have 22 death here, and then we are ending with Venus, number 18. So where we have number 27 here and 9 come forth with just 2 and 7, either the connections of any kind that are connected to you, past, present, future, are all seeking their own individuality here. All of their choices, all of their paths, all of their past, present, and futures, their expectations, non-expectation, and especially whether or not love is conditional or unconditional. We're all trying to figure that shit out. Right? We're all trying to figure shit out by either making decisions that are either pro or con healing. Okay? But every opportunity is an opportunity that offers itself for something. Even the darkness of shit gets illuminated with possibilities. Okay? And Venus here, just to make you take all that in, that luck will be on your side. If shit has been in the past and hasn't been in your favor, it would be wise to not put a stop hold on that, because all you did was to stop something to return that no longer it was meant to be in alignment of you. But it doesn't mean that you put a full stop on everything, that there isn't a way to maneuver around that. And slowly and surely. Slowly and surely. And more, and as I'm saying slowly and surely at the same time, this is very exponentially fast energy. Okay? Don't be too worried about time stamping this, meaning time stamping when this is all going to happen. The more you ask yourself when something is happening, the more you're not giving yourself the vastness to explore all the variables that could make it happen now. All right, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning or night wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.